guys? Today is R8 day. It's also a little different with filming. So my girlfriend Quinn has a YouTube channel as well. She's using the main point and shoot that I use, so I figured I have this GoPro. It is I think it's a 5. It came with the drone that I bought. And I'm using the gimbal too. It's kind of tight. I like it. But anyway, I know there are some YouTubers that use GoPros and they do amazingly well. So props to them. I'm curious to see what the sound is like and what the picture's like. So I'm going to be using this to film today. I need to get this car registered in Texas. I have been putting it off and putting it off, but I'm real curious to see how much it costs, because normally you have to pay sales tax on it when you bring a car in. So I'm not looking forward to that, but we'll see how much it is. I don't know if I can tell them how much I paid for it or if they tell me how much it's worth. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to go get this titled and registered in Texas. And then I might talk you through some of the things I like about it. I'm not sure, but we're going to go get it titled and registered. Let's get going. Alright, so while I got you guys, I figured I would do let's talk about running cost of the 2009, or my 2009 V8 R8 with the Stasis Supercharger, the whole Challenge Extreme package, which you'll see in one of the previous videos. That includes things like the exhaust, there's sway bars, there's a brake upgrade, the supercharger obviously. It's a pretty good package, and it definitely adds to the already amazing platform of the R8. So reliability wise, when I first got the car, there were a few check engine lights that I had to, actually I need to say this, there were a few things I had to address with it. One was it was in like a soft limp mode, and it just had to do with something to do with the air intake, or not the secondary air intake, but one of the banks and the air intake. I forget what it was. This was probably 2 years ago, but I got that fixed, and I decided at that time, since the car was new to me, had roughly 17,000 miles on it. It's got about 24 and a half now. I decided to have the supercharger pulleys and belts changed, and I decided to have them do a carbon cleaning as well. So they took the heads off and did a carbon cleaning for the intake valves, exhaust valve, that type of thing. So that was basically the first major service I had to the car. Man, ever since then, there's been a few minor things. Like there's a random secondary air injection fault code that'll get triggered sometimes. And I haven't been able to track it down. Now, secondary air injection really only has to do with when you start the car. The first start, from my understanding, it's strictly for emissions. It's to get something up to temperature faster to help with emissions. But that might come on once every 6 months, so it's not really a big deal at all. You can I have a little OBD2 scanner that I can just plug in and reset it. There's not a bigger issue with it at all. So I normally do that. I've had it in the shop a couple times to look more in depth on it, and it's not a big deal at all. So, and it's very sporadic when it happens. Really, I've put new tires on it, which are standard for any car. I put new rims on it. That's something I did on my own. There hasn't been anything major that has gone wrong with this car since I've owned it, even with the supercharger. The supercharger still, I get decent gas mileage for what it is. I mean, I'm not looking to have Prius-like mileage. I don't really care about that, and I wouldn't have gotten this type of car. I mean, my last car before this was the C63 Black Series. You don't don't get either one of these cars if you're concerned about gas mileage. You just don't. So get through here. So all in all, this thing has been absolutely rock solid, which from what I've seen with other R8 owners and videos, that's kind of standard for the V8 R8. Now, I had the V10 before this as well. I love the V10. The V10's an amazing, amazing engine. Don't get me wrong. And what's that saying? There's no replacement for displacement. I sold that. I got a Porsche Turbo. Sold that. Got the Black Series. Sold the Black Series. Got this. And so there are a few cars in between my V10 R8 and my V8 R8. Now this is supercharged, so obviously it has a horsepower advantage over a naturally aspirated V8 R8. But with that being said, the difference between this R8 and the V10 R8, man, I personally think with the stasis exhaust and the stasis mods that are done to this, I think I prefer this car over the V10 I had. I like the exhaust sound more, and on my V10 I even had Akrapovic, I don't know how you say it perfect, but I had an Akrapovic exhaust on it. The exhaust alone that I bought for that thing was like 10 grand. That's just a stupid amount to pay for an exhaust. It was sick. I mean, it didn't weigh anything. It was valved. It was an amazing exhaust. But I still think I like the high revving sound of the V8 with the stasis exhaust over the V10. Now with the supercharger added to the V8, I would say it's probably as fast, if not maybe a little faster than the supercharger or than the V10 that I had. So in terms of performance, I mean, you have the stasis big brake kit on here, you have the sway bars, the supercharger. I would say this would have outperformed my V10 R8 when I had it. Now with that being said, I know the owner of my V10 R8, and he's put a VF Engineering supercharger kit on it. So that thing would absolutely blow me out of the water right now. That's okay. It's not about that for me. That's an amazing, amazing car, though. I still love that car. But I have yet to have a major issue with this thing, knock on wood. It's been phenomenal. Actually, all the supercars I've had, I don't know if you really consider the C63 Black Series a supercar, but that thing was rock solid. I put basically all of the Weiss Tech stuff you could put on that car besides the supercharger. So the headers, the exhaust, full exhaust header system, the TCU valve tune, I did everything to that, and that thing was completely rock solid. The 996 turbo I had, that had a 675 kit, I believe, from AMS, and that thing was rock solid as well. Those are an amazing car for the money right now. Just like this V8 R8, if you are looking for an affordable supercar, the V8 R8, they're getting down into the mid-60s-ish for just completely factory. That is for R-Tronic. I'm not a big fan of R-Tronic. I never have been. I would never own an R-Tronic R8. This manual is just too good, and the R-Tronic is just so slow. It's not fun at all. That was the main reason I sold my C63 Black Series, because that transmission was just so painstakingly slow. That's not my style. If I'm going to get an automatic, I will definitely get a dual clutch. I already don't like automatics, so to put me in a single disc automatic that's super slow, it's just like torture. But as for the V8 R8 running costs and reliability, it's been absolutely rock solid, man. I would not hesitate. If someone has a budget to get one of these and they're concerned about running costs, get it PPI'd, make sure the frame is straight, make sure the mag ride suspension isn't leaking or already has been replaced. Do those things along with a PPI. Oh man, epic fail, bros. Epic fails. Where I was going to go to register my car is closed. Chalk up an L for me today, boys. It's okay. Man, took a big L today. It's all right though. It's okay. We'll get it registered. All hope is not lost. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. We're trying to get to 500 subs to give away $100 to ECS Tuning. They have stuff for Audi, for Porsche, for Mercedes, for BMW, for Volkswagen. They have a ton of stuff, like factory OEM stuff. They have aftermarket stuff. They have tools. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Let's get to 500 subs so we can give away that $100. And then as soon as that one is done, we're going to do another giveaway at 1,000 subs, a little bigger than the 500 sub one. So let's get there. Let's do it. Let's crush that out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. That helps a ton. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. I'm always answering those. So yeah, hit me up if you have any questions about anything I talked about today. Cheers, guys.